This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co.
I bought anime figures at a thrift store in Japan, specifically at the largest book-off super bazaar that's located in Kawasaki.
Nice.
In the United States, I don't think it's really common to think about going to the thrift store to look for anime figures. I mean, it's possible. I'm sure there are some people that do it out there, but in Japan, it's just a different vibe, and I don't think people talk about it enough. I've been to a lot of thrift stores in Japan. Thrifting is like one of my other hobbies I really enjoyed besides like figure collecting, anime, manga, etc. As I was exploring these thrift stores, I've just noticed that usually there is either huge sections that are dedicated to just anime figures and anime merch, manga too, or literally at some thrift stores, it's like wall to wall filled with anime figures, merch, and everything you can think about that's anime manga related. It is glorious. And I do think this really stems from how vast and popular gacha culture is in Japan, because primarily in these thrift stores, you'll actually see a lot of game prizes that are from claw machines, Ichiban, Kuji, just other gacha and lottery related games. I mean, they just have a plethora of goodies. They have posters, coasters, pins,
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes,
plushies, acrylics, keychains, clear files. If you are just looking for some really niche anime merch, thrift stores are it. That's all I gotta say. This is how we got to this point. My husband and I were driving back home from Tokyo. We happened to be in Kawasaki, and then we spot this book off randomly. It was massive looking, and we just decided to go on this little adventure.
I'm going on an adventure!
I originally had thought that I was going to go in there and look for clothes for myself or look for knickknacks that I could get for my friends and family as, you know, souvenirs. But as soon as we got to the anime figure section, it quickly deviated from that plan. Like, that plan I didn't even think about for days later because, well, let's backtrack a little bit. I realized I kind of been in denial about this for a little bit, and I did have an epiphany while in there looking at these figures that I actually do have a very particular figure collecting niche. And if it's not obvious already, but I really like to collect My Hero Academia figures, and I do have a large subset of my collection portion of it that is specifically Ichiban Kuji related. And that day, that book off, they had the majority of Ichiban Kuji figures there for My Hero Academia. There are a few series like Bright Futures and My Hero Academia Versus that I really, really wanted, and I got them. And I have zero regrets. I was really embarrassed getting to the cash register because I had I'm gonna tell you right now, I had over $200 worth of figures just laid out right there, ready to go. Yeah, but I have yet to open any of them. I don't know what kind of condition they're in because these are secondhand, and I just don't even know what they're really gonna look like besides what I saw from prototypes and pictures online. So we're just gonna open them together and, well, let's just check them out and see what we got. But first, a special thanks to Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co for sponsoring today's video. I'm very thankful for these monthly subscription boxes. They fulfill my Japanese snack cravings, especially when I'm back home in America and I'm feeling a little homesick and honestly a little jealous of my husband because he gets to have these snacks all the time back home, and you know, I'm missing out because of work. Whatever. But anyways, let me tell you more about these subscription boxes.
Tokyo Treat is a monthly pop Japanese snack subscription box where you'll get up to 20 of the latest exclusive and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks that are only available for a short time in Japan. Spring has arrived in Japan, and with it comes the most anticipated cherry blossom viewing season known as Hanami. This month's box theme is Sakura Snacktastic, where you'll get to experience a little bit of the enchanting beauty of Japan's Sakura season.
Mitsuya cider is delicious. I think this is probably one of my favorite drinks. I really like whenever I'm in Japan, especially if it's on a really hot day. The crispy coolness of this soda is like divine, telling you. I'm so excited to try this. So it's an okonomiyaki corn puff snack. I'm getting the best of both worlds here. I'm just weak. You could just do that instead. Ah! Oh yeah, this is it. This is the snack. I'm gonna eat this whole bag right now.
Sakura Co. Snap Box is an authentic Japanese snap box in which supports local Japanese snack makers. Each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and a special Japanese tableware. One of my favorite things about this snap box is how perfectly crafted it is for us to have a super immersive feeling of learning about Japanese culture and the different tastes from different parts of Japan. This month's theme also centers around the beauty of Sakura, which features a lot of Sakura-inspired snacks and teas.
This is a Sakura tea. It has very specific instructions on the back where you warm up the teacup, then you put the Sakura leaf in the water, you let it brew for a bit while putting a lid on top of the cup so it steams pretty well. And just look how freaking decadent and adorable it is. It's dried Sakura. That's so freaking cool. We're gonna make it right now. I have my warmed up Yona the Dawn Hawk cup. I thought it was pretty within theme because it has Sakura all over it. But I have steamed a cup and I put boiling water in there, and we are going to dump the Sakura leaves, tea leaves. Yeah, and we're gonna let that sit for a minute. And now we're gonna try the Sakura donut ball. I had noticed that there are like tidbits of sugar on there. Apparently it's Sakura and honey infused, and it's supposedly gonna go very well with the tea that we are brewing. Smell test. Smells absolutely super sweet, and I'm so excited for that after all the savory stuff I kind of just ate. There's pecan size. You can really tell that Sakura flavoring is covered now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That perfect donut! Oh my gosh. I feel like my camera's not doing it justice, but look how pretty the Sakura leaves are in there. That, you can't tell me you wouldn't want a cup of this every day.
Both of these subscription boxes would be the perfect gift for your family, friend, or even treating yourself for the Sakura season, especially if you want to experience and learn a little bit more about Japan. Be sure to use code JOZU to enjoy a $5 discount on your initial Sakura Co. and Tokyo Treat box using my link down below in the description box. This is the Ichiban Kuji All Might Sea Prize figure from the Will collection. I paid 2,400 yen, which is equivalent to 16 US dollars. This collection, I was really excited about it when it was first announced, I think back in 2022. It featured Hawks, Deku, Endeavor, Best Genius, and All Might, but really I was more excited for All Might. He pretty much was the only one I truly wanted from this collection because he just stood out the most. I really enjoy the grittiness of the figure texture and design, and just looking at the detailing that went into the small details of his veins, facial features, and shading of the clothes, someone was definitely an All Might fan and took their job seriously. My favorite detail about All Might's figure is the whitening of his jeans near his booty. I mean, it just makes me want to touch the butt. I'm honestly surprised I only paid 16 US dollars for this figure. That's because it's in such great condition, and I think it's kind of a rarity, so I really thought I'd be paying more. To give you a bit of an idea of the price range I've been seeing around the internet for this figure is that on Crunchyroll it's selling for $55 US. On Bai you see a range of 22 to 36,000 yen, and then on Tokyo Otaku Mode he was selling for $42 US. Moving on to one of the more pricier figures of the haul at 7,700 yen. This is the Izuku Midoriya B prize figure, also from the Will collection. I debated for a while in the store if I should get him, and I mainly think I just peer pressured myself into getting him because I was in a very intense territory battle with the whole family looking through My Hero Academia merch. I mean, it was a grab for all, and just think about the times you read manga or seen an anime about scenes of elderly people fighting for sales items. That was us, and I wanted to win. Anyways, I love everything about this figure but the base. To me, it just looks like a bored penguin. I think in the future, I may actually cut it off and try to make my own base so it's more bouldery-like. I think it would just look better in my opinion. And also, I just don't know why he's a little bit more on the pricier side. Maybe it's because of rarity and also, again, the condition of it. But just to give you an idea where prices are kind of ranging around on the internet, on AmiAmi Pre-Owned, his figure was going for 4,980 yen. And then Tokyo Otaku Mode, he was going for $57 US. Next up is another Izuku Midoriya figure, prize A from the Versus collection. His cost was 3,080 yen, which has been roughly the average price across the internet as well. This is one of those figures to me that actually had so much potential, but didn't really hit home once you opened it. I mean, the condition is great, it's just his face. It looks weird to me, but I do want to say that I really think that they did capture the grit, dirt, wear, and tear that Midoriya has been through, but again, lost it in the face. So I think this is a figure I'm actually going to take an L on and might reconsider selling in the near future. Then we have the Izuku Midoriya and Eri A prize figure from the Bright Future collection, bought at the price of 3,200 yen. These Bright Future prize figures have been a recent favorite of mine because they are of pretty distinct designs featuring Deku, Eri, Fatgum, Kirishima, and Chisaki. I pretty much had my eyes set on collecting all of them if I could, but the only one I didn't end up getting was Chisaki, and that's just because someone else got to him before I did. Now let's focus on Midoriya and Eri for a moment because they are just truly just precious little beings, and I think this figure captures that so well. I definitely enjoy the translucent colors of Eri's hair and then of Deku's quirk, and then the rest of the figure has really bright, vibrant, deep colors, so I think the contrast really works well to make this figure truly stand out. And I do have to say, if they were ever to make this into a 1/4 scale figure, I'm putting my credit card down right now for it because it's just too cute. I want one. I'm putting that out there into the universe, I guess. So I'll admit, this is another figure I was definitely hating on and skeptical about, but somehow it ended up being one of my favorites from this haul. This is the Kirishima B prize figure from the Bright Future collection and totally well worth the 2,800 yen. When I saw his initial design release, I again was being a big hater. I was comparing him to Legos at one point. I gave it some thought. I took him home, I opened him up, and let me just say, I think he looks so freaking cool. I don't know how to explain this switch up. Maybe it's because I'm Kirishima figure deprived, but in my mindset, I'm really thinking here, this is super unique. I don't really see much of him in his red riot element, and here he is, full blown hero mode, and I'm just eating it up. And now this is the last figure of the haul from Book Off, the Comrades Izuku Midoriya A prize figure. I got him for the price of 6,500 yen. I know I said Kirishima was my favorite, but maybe I fibbed a bit. This Midoriya figure is probably the favorite of the haul, and then Kirishima is second. I mean, at first glance, you probably think this figure is absolutely filthy, but I truly enjoy how dark and gritty this sculpt is. I believe whoever sculpted this figure did such an amazing job at capturing such a pivotal moment within Deku's story. It's just ominous, and you can tell Deku means business. And can we actually talk about his green eyes within this figure? I wasn't expecting it to be that pigment, and like, they're truly kind of a little terrifying. Topping on the cake right there. Perfect figure. 10 out of 10.
And that concludes today's anime figure haul from the thrift store featuring My Hero Academia, Ichiban Kuji figures. Long story short, let me know in the comments what figure stood out to you the most. Maybe it was bad, maybe it was good. Also, would you go to a thrift store to look for anime figures? And if you have, what did you end up getting? The whole point of this is really for me to just kind of shout out Japanese thrift stores. Check them out if you're in Japan. Like, they just have some of the coolest, most niche things besides just anime figures, manga. Like, you're just gonna have a good time just going through the whole store in general. And you're not breaking your bank. At least I hope not. I mean, I kind of did because I bought everything at once, but I'm rambling. So with that, comment, like, subscribe, join the Jozu family. And also, more importantly, have a Jozu day. Until next time, bye!